Welcome to Coder Station.
Hello everyone, welcome back to a new video of Coder Station. Today in this video, we are going to start a new series of Kotlin development in which we will learn the basics of Kotlin and also we will learn Android development using Kotlin. Later on in the series, we will also learn about Jetpack Compose. In this series, Kotlin is the main primary language that we're going to use. So we have to talk about what is Kotlin and how was it developed. So Kotlin is a programming language developed by JetBrains. It was created in 2011. The main purpose of Kotlin was to improve productivity over Java. JetBrains then later on released a public release of the same Kotlin language. Then it started gaining popularity over Java. This popularity interested Google and Google endorsed itself to making Kotlin as the main and primary language for Android development. Once that was done, a stable release of Kotlin was also released. Later on, Kotlin was evolved. It had new features, it had better performance, it had interoperability. And it also had cross-platform capabilities, which means that it supports development for iOS, desktop and also for web platforms, and indeed Android. And the community of Kotlin is a very strong community with a lot of support and resources available online. Now that the history is done, let's talk about the features of Kotlin. So Kotlin has concise syntax, that means the boilerplate of Kotlin is way smaller. It also has null safety, that means it prevents all the null pointer exceptions which are generally not easy to avoid in other languages. It uses a special operator called as Elvis operator. It also has Java interoperability. That means for the people who were previously using Java as their main Android development language, they can easily and seamlessly integrate their code bases into Kotlin. It also has extension functions, which enables adding new functions to the existing classes without modifying them. It also has coroutines. Coroutines are basically like threads which help you write asynchronous codes or non-blocking codes. And data classes, obviously, classes that are written right here, that is toString, equals, hash code, and many more. It also has a very rich standard library, which provides a lot of power utility tools and functions. Now that the features are done, why was it Kotlin versus Java for so long? So let's talk about Kotlin's main advantages over Java. Kotlin has modern language features which Java never could have because it was an old language. It had null safety, concise syntax, coroutines, and multiple things. It also had interoperability which Java could not have. It also had tooling and a lot of community support. Even Java has a good community support, but the thing is, the community of Kotlin is way better and more resourceful. It also had official endorsement by Google. Because of that, Kotlin became a very primary language to learn. And the developer productivity, which means that it had a smaller boilerplate, which led to improved code reliability and many more. So, in this video, we're going to see how to install an IDE for Kotlin development, and we're going to create our first ever project. Okay, now that you have understood what Kotlin is and what are the features, the history, and why Kotlin is used for development, let's learn which IDE we're going to use throughout the course. For the beginning of the course, we're going to use the IDE called as IntelliJ IDE, and after we have done with the basics of Kotlin, we're going to move to Android Studio, which is the IDE used for Android development. So to install IntelliJ IDE, what you're going to do is, for Mac OS at least, you're going to go to Google Chrome or any other browser you want, then go to the search bar, type here IntelliJ IDE. After you type that, hit enter, and then go to this first link. Over here, you can go to the download button, and then instead of downloading the Ultimate Edition, which is a paid software, what you can do is you can scroll down and download the Community Edition. This is for Mac OS. So for Mac OS, you might have an Intel laptop or you might have a Apple Silicon. For me, I have Apple Silicon, so I'm going to click on Apple Silicon. Once you have done that, it will ask for its download and you can just download it directly. Okay, my IntelliJ IDE is done installing. Now you have to open it by double clicking on it. Now you will see this menu on Apple or MacBook devices or Mac devices. You can just click and drag to applications. Once you have done that, it will make a sound like this, and then you have to close it. You have to close all the menus. Okay, so we are on Windows right now. Now let's install IntelliJ IDE. So let's go to Google Chrome or any of your favorite browser. Let's type in IntelliJ IDE. Then let's go to the first link. Then click on download. Scroll down till you see Community Edition, and then choose over here the Windows.exe file. Then click on save. Once this is done downloading, I'll be back with you. Okay, so my IDE is done. So just double click it. Then you'll get this menu. Click on yes. Now you'll get this setup wizard file. Then just click on next. Click on next. You can choose your browsing actually, but I'll just click on next. Then here you have to create a desktop shortcut. You have to add bin folder to path, and you have to create associations of Java and Kotlin. Okay, then that is all. Click on next and click on install, and once this is installed, I'll be back with you. Now that it is installed, this will give you a menu and an option of rebooting now or rebooting later. I would just do it now and then click on finish. Okay, so my installation is done and I've rebooted Windows. So let's click on Windows button and then type here IntelliJ. As you can see, it is installed. Let's click on enter, and I'm opening IntelliJ IDE. Now it will ask for me to already install or do this, so I'll click on do not import settings, then okay, and then yes, here we are. Now let's get back to the Mac video. Go to your launchpad like this. You can click on IntelliJ, and if you want, you can drag and drop it to your dock menu. Once you have done that, you can just open it using the dock menu, and it will verify for the first time, but it will not do it again. So let it verify, and then it will ask for you to open it or not. So you can click on open. Now it is starting the IDE. Okay, so now that our IntelliJ IDE is started, what we can do is we can create a first ever project. So click on new project, then click on Kotlin. Then over here in the name you can give it first project. After you name it, as you can see here, you can add sample code here. So we'll create it just for understanding purposes. So let's select the JDK. JDK, if it's not installed, it will install automatically, so don't worry about it. Then you can click on create. Okay, so my boilerplate is ready. From here, what we can do is we can remove the unnecessary programs or code that is written over here. So I removed it, and also I can remove this clutter that I do not want. I want my code to be clean, neat, right? So I've cleared everything. What I can do is I can zoom into it so it is better for you guys. Okay, so what we have here, we have function main in which we write all of our code. So inside of main, what we can do is we can create a simple printing statement which says hello world. Hello world. So now that we have written our code, I can save it and I can click on this run button. So once I click on it, it will build, it will compile the code, and it will print the output for us. As you can see, the output is ready. The output is hello world. So that is it for this video, and stay tuned for the next episode. Bye bye, see you the next time.